Yes, good morning to all. So today, we shall start the module number 3. Module number 3. Design of transformer. Design of transformer. Yes. So we have many parts in the transformer. So we have to design that number of windings, core area and cooling tubes, all the things we have to design. So in this part involves all the things. So we have to design the transformer parts here. So step by step we can study that. So in that first one, so we have to start with the output equation. We have to start with the output equation of transformer. We have to derive the equation of output equation of transformer. So it is required to fix the rating of that machine. To know the rating of that machine, we need to find the output equation. Output equation is required for that because transformer, so in terms of rating only we have to tell the machines. So how to fix that rating? Based on the output equation. So many parameters are present inside that equation. So based on that we have to define the rating of that machine. We can fix the rating of that machine, or you can define the rating of that machine with the help of output equation. So this is why first we need to derive the equation for output equation. So before going to the derivation part, let us move on to the some fundamentals part. Some basics for this case. Some basics for this chapter. What are those? First, already we know. So we can classify transformer in two ways. What are those? We can classification of transformer based on construction. So based on construction, so we can based on construction. So what are those? Core type transformer. We can say it is shell type transformer. Core type transformer and shell type transformer. Even in case of single phase, we have the three phase. So core type single phase, core type three phase. Shell type single phase, shell type three phase. But usage is limited here. We have different applications for this kind of core and shell type of transformer. For a high distribution type work, for a distribution purpose, we have the core type transformer. For a small application, for a low rated application, shell types are preferred. Low rated applications, shell types are preferred for low rated applications. Core types are preferred for high rated applications, mean for a distribution purpose. So nearby your home, if you see the TC, it is of core type transformer. It is of core type transformer. In our mixie and all, in our mixie or whatever electrical appliances we can see, in that we can see the transformer. So that is the shell type transformer. That's why it is for a low rated applications. For a small applications, for large applications, core type transformers are preferred. Distribution transformers are preferred. Next, again we can derive like this also. Step up transformer and step down transformer based on the working. So step up and step down. Yes or no? So NP is greater. What is output? Whenever output is greater than input, so we can say step up transformer. So Vs is greater than Vp. If step down means what? Vs will be less than Vp. Based on the output here, we can again classify step up and step down transformer. Like this we can make the classification. Next move on to the this core part. This core part we shall move on. What happens in this case? Think that it is the core I am drawing here. It is the core of single phase transformer, single phase transformer. If you want to say core type, so we can place windings like this. We can place windings like this. So think that it is the core type transformer. So these are the windings. These are the windings we are placing like this. So in this case, this is core, correct? This is core part, and this part is called as windings. These are called as windings, and this is called as yoke. This horizontal part is called as yoke, and this vertical leg is called as, can call it as limb. So we have two limbs here, one limb, another limb, one limb, another limb. So limb 1, limb 2. It is the yoke, it is the limb, and it is a winding, core it is. And one more part you remember. So this part is called as, window. Remember this we are using frequently, this one. It is called as window. It looks like a window, right? It looks like a window. That's why it is called as window. It is called as window. So it is the height of the window. Say it is HW, means what? Window height. And it is called as width of the window, WW. WW. It is the width of window. It is height of the window. So it is called as window. Height is HW. Width is WW. Can you calculate area here? Then how to calculate area of that window? Area is equal to HW into WW. Height into width. So that will give the area of window. You can say it is AW. AW. Correct? So it is the area of window. It is the area of window. In this window, what you can find? In this window, we can have the windings also, right? Some part of windings are coming into the window part. So some part of this part of winding is coming into the window. This part is coming into the window. So remember that. It is the copper it is. It is the windings. It is the copper area it is. This is the copper area. So it is the total window area. It is window area. In that window area, windings are coming. Primary winding and secondary windings are some part of the winding. Part of windings are entering into these things. Getting this one? It is about the window part. Remember this one. Frequently we are using this window here. So window part we have studied. So next, one more thing is that window space factor. We have one parameter that is called as window space factor. What is this one? Window space factor. It is the ratio of AC by AW. What is meaning of AC here? It is the copper area in window. What is AC here? It is the copper area in window divided by window area. It is the copper area in the window divided by window area. That is called as window space factor, KW. It is the ratio of copper area in window divided by window area. That is called as window space factor. What is the copper area in this our window? Yes, these things. So this is the copper area. Windings are entering into the window, right? So primary winding, it is the primary copper area. It is the secondary copper area. Copper area in the window. These two are the copper. It has some space, right? It will definitely, these copper windings will take some area of window. That's why copper area of window divided by window area. Copper area of window divided by total window area will give the window space factor. Remember this. Window space factor nothing but it is the ratio of copper area in window divided by window area. It is the ratio of copper area in window to window area. It is about the window space factor. It is about the window space factor. Next, move on to the some parameters. So next parameter is that current density. Current density. What is meaning of current density? Current density nothing but it is current per unit area. Current per unit area of, it is the current density of winding, it is means unit area of that windings. Current density of winding nothing but it is current per area. So density is always that parameter per area. So density is always the parameter per area. Now current density you are finding current by area, unit area of the winding, current by area. Similarly, flux density. Flux density nothing but what? Flux density nothing but it is the flux by area. Flux by area. Now we can find the flux density of core, it is. Yes or no? We have to know the flux density of air. Flux density of core, because core plays important role in working of transformer. So flux density of core is much important. So flux density of core is equal to flux, main flux of core divided by area of the core. Area of the core, we can say it is net area of core nothing but what? Iron part, it is iron area. So it is the flux, main flux phi m divided by net core, net iron area. It is the iron area, core area. So flux density is equal to flux by area. Which area? Core area. Core is made up of which material? Iron. So it is net iron area. Net iron area. And yes, these two parameters we have stated. So next, one more parameter we have, that is the, if you are talking about flux density, so we have to check about MMF of that core. What is meaning of MMF? It is just like a voltage in our electrical field. It is just like a voltage in our electrical field. So what is the flux? Flux resembles the current. So it is V by R, like this, or R is equal to V by I in case of electrical field. In case of magnetic field, it is just like a reluctance. It is just like a reluctance divided by MMF by flux. It is just like a voltage, magneto-motive force, which is present in the core of the transformer. It is important to transfer primary flux to secondary. Primary to secondary, whatever flux is transferring from primary area to secondary area. So MMF is important. Magneto-motive force is required. It is just like a voltage. MMF by flux equal to reluctance. That is MMF. So we can write like this. MMF we can write like this. MMF is equal to ampere turns. It is nothing but ampere turns. Ampere means current. It depends on current. It depends on number of turns in the winding. Depends on current. It depends on turns in the winding. It is MMF nothing but what? It is ampere turn. It is ampere turn. With respect to primary, we can write primary current by primary turns. Secondary, with respect to secondary, IS into TS. With respect to secondary current, secondary turns. So we have to assume this equal in both cases. We shall check all these things in derivation parts. In derivation part, all these things we can check. So these are the things you have to remember here. One is the MMF is equal to ampere turn. Ampere turn we have to remember, and flux density, current density, window space factor, window, height of the window, width of the window, and these are the classifications we have done. So these are the basic things we have to remember before going to the output equation of transformer. Thank you.